Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Chris Massimo back again with another Apex Legends gameplay. Hope you guys are doing well today, and man, oh man, do we got a video for you guys. So first and foremost, if you guys aren't familiar, you know, the Live and Die and then Live gameplay or LTM is now available on Apex Legends, and oh my gosh, it's been crazy hectic. Basically, a little bit about it is just the fact that instead of going to have to go through like respawns and of course getting your teammates banners, what ends up happening is that when they actually die, they actually come back to life. But the only catch about it is that they have to go ahead and wait until the round is closing. And once the final circle, or at least the circle is finally done closing, then they have the ability to go ahead and respawn. So early throughout the game, it doesn't seem like a lot of fun and that nothing's really changed. But later towards late game is when things get crazy. And man, I have been experiencing some crazy end games lately, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I just got to say that the end game on this next gameplay coming up was just hectic, and honestly I can't wait for you guys to go ahead and see it. We have some news to go over as well too, so other than that guys, I'll see you guys in the next 10 seconds. Alrighty guys, welcome back. So of course, as you can see over here, we are dropping here at Salvage, and honestly my main opinion on this LTM, I know that it is actually some recycled content, and you know, of course we haven't really been able to go ahead and get anything new, but for the most part it's new to me. You know, obviously I am a new Apex player, and of course I haven't really been able to go ahead and experience the game modes that everyone else has had the ability to. So in this particular matter, everything is very new, and of course I'm actually enjoying it. I think out of all the other LTMs that were available to us for this particular month, I would say that this has probably got to be my most favorite, just because you don't have to worry about running after banners and teammates have to go ahead and guarding the other team's banners, and then you know, you just having to solo the entire match and other people just leaving. You know, you have the ability to go ahead and come back throughout the match and then obviously just win the game, and it was just so nuts because I feel like it's super fun. Of course you can get a lot more damage and a lot more kills as well. Very action packed, especially towards the end game. And if you guys know me, I'm not the type of person that likes to push every gunfight or just early fights, but I like to go ahead and make sure that I can go ahead and play towards the end game. But enough about that. So I actually want to go ahead and talk about the new Apex news that was finally revealed to us as of today. And of course, by the time that you guys are watching this video, it was actually revealed on Thursday. So starting on October 6th, which is actually Tuesday, we actually have the new ability to go ahead and see all the great things that are coming into the game. And man, oh man, crossplay is finally here. We have the ability to go ahead and play with the PlayStation if you're on Xbox, and you get to play with Xbox players if you're on PlayStation. I did see that you can actually go ahead and play with PC players, but it is actually just defaulted for console players as well. But if you would like to go ahead and play with PC players, then of course you can enable that. But if you guys have known already, that PC community is just nuts. Those people are just absolutely cracked and just super good at the game. So I'm actually going to be just sticking with console players, but for the most part a lot of my friends are actually on PlayStation, so finally I can go ahead and link up with them, play with other people that I'm not just confined to obviously on Xbox. So I'm looking forward to that. But we actually get new skins finally, and some of the ones that we were able to go ahead and see so far were obviously Octane, Caustic, Wraith, I believe there's a Watson, Mirage, and a few other legends are finally getting some skins. As for everything that's fully coming out, we're not quite too sure, but I'm just really excited that finally throughout the middle of the season we are getting some type of content released to us. But I think the most thing that I'm actually most excited about is the fact that Caustic is actually getting an heirloom, and oh my gosh, this thing looks sick. So far it looks like it's some type of hammer, and that maybe you can load up some gas, and I'm not quite sure exactly what it is, but I just saw a little bit of it. And just before I go ahead and go a little bit more in depth about the news, I just wanted to say this play right over here honestly saved us the game. I know it was a little kind of messed up, I would say, because I ended up leaving my teammates, and they ended up dying. But right over here, obviously, when I was making my way down the hill, I heard that there was a team on their way. I heard the footsteps. I ended up seeing that there was on the corner of my eye right there on the screen that there was another team pushing up on us, and there was just no way. I literally had not enough time to go ahead and heal up, and I knew for a fact that I wouldn't have been able to go ahead and take them on as a fight, especially if I'm using Caustic's huge hitbox. We would have just died, but ended up rotating over here and put us in a great position to go ahead and set up towards the end game. But back to the Apex news. Of course, what I really want to go ahead and address as well too is the fact that we're finally getting a new LTM coming into the game starting next Tuesday, and I just love that developers are actually bringing in new content, new game modes, and everything to go ahead and keep the game refreshing. Because as far as you guys know, Apex Legends is an amazing game. Don't get me wrong, but there are some key points, especially during the midpoint of the season, where times just get a little dry, and there's not really a lot to go ahead and go over and maybe talk about, or just go ahead and cover when it comes to the particular game. So it can be a little frustrating or just a little dry, and sometimes you just don't want to go ahead and play the game. And I don't know if that's just me personally, but I do know there are some other content creators as well too that feel very similar. But with that being said, this new LTM that's coming into the game is actually called Flashpoint, and what's really cool about it is the fact that there's specific parts in the maps called flashpoints, and in these little areas, such as you can see, like maybe like towards the ring area, what ends up happening is that you can actually regenerate health and shield within that particular area of the map. And what's also really cool about this is the fact that not only you, of course, can go ahead and see it within the map, but other players within the game are going to go ahead and get the hint of maybe we should go ahead and start pushing that area. So what the developers are hoping for is that it's just going to attract a huge crowd of team players to go ahead and start pushing into one specific area, which is going to lead to obviously fast gameplay and other people getting into the hype, and obviously just attracting more people to the Apex fan base. And as far as I know, a lot of people like to say that Apex is dying, but honestly, I think it's actually the top 3 game with the most active players within the game, usually within the month as well too. So I'm actually excited to see where this goes. Obviously, crossplay is going to start bringing in more players, so now with an LTM, now with crossplay and all the other stuff that's coming into the game, I'm just super excited and looking forward to obviously next week when it comes out to us. But with that being said, guys, I do want to go ahead and just talk a little bit more about the gameplay, what's basically going on right over here. So at this point during the game, I knew that there was 4 squads left, so I was actually pretty worried because I felt like my team was actually kind of getting mad, or that they were going to go ahead and leave the game, because I feel like a lot of people do. And honestly, in this particular game mode, don't leave the game, because you're going to have the ability to actually go ahead and come back. And I've had instances where people ended up leaving, but I ended up staying alive long enough to go ahead and make sure that people can go ahead and live. So we actually had some big brain plays, which is obviously to go ahead and rotate all the way over here. Honestly, I felt like if I were to go ahead and push towards the whole middle of the map where everyone was just fighting, I probably would have died, and it would have just been worth nothing. So I ended up noticing that there was a team right over here, so I was like, all right, should I go ahead and just go ahead and fire? But I waited till I actually had the perfect shot to go ahead and do so, but I was very low on energy ammo, so I was a little bit worried. But of course, like I said, we managed to go ahead and pull it off. So at this point, I did notice that there was just 3 squads, so I was like, all right, since I got the squad wipe, I only had to worry about the other last 2 remaining squads, or at least at this point now, there's just 1 more squad left. But I didn't know how many people there were. I'm actually pretty glad that nobody pushed me, because I didn't even have an extended mag on this Prowler, and I was actually really low on energy ammo, so I just felt like the best possible thing to do is just obviously hold down the high ground, which is usually what tends to happen when I'm playing like ranked. I always just end up getting into the low ground, and we end up dying. So the moment that I noticed it was a 2v1 situation, I did see that my teammates were actually flying into the game, so I was like super stoked out, because obviously I knew that there were some death boxes and that I would get some help very soon. So it was very unfortunate, because I felt like I might have died over here, and honestly I was really scared. And you're gonna see that I almost choked up, because obviously I wasn't able to go ahead and land a lot of my shots. But my main focus over here was just making sure that nobody climbs up on us and just play that defensive / supportive role. But I ended up missing all of my shots right over here, so I don't want to hear anything about it. But we ended up clutching the win, so I was super excited about it. Finally got the dub when it came to this particular gameplay. Had a lot of fun, and it was very action packed as well too. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Of course, this is going to be the end of it, so if you're new to the channel, I would appreciate if you consider subscribing or even liking the video, because it does help me out tremendously. So other than that, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.